Here we go with the new poem for 10th class, and the name of the poem is A Tiger in the Zoo. Okay, so let's start with the poem, students. Before starting the poem, I will tell you the poet's name, and the poet who written this poem is Leslie Norris. Okay, so the name of the poet is Leslie Norris, and in this poem the poet has described the difference between the tiger who lives in zoo and the tiger who lives in open, who lives in jungle. Okay, so through this poem the poet is going to describe us that how a tiger can feel free while moving freely in jungle, or you can say in forest, because forest is its natural habitat. Forest is natural habitat for all animals and as well as for tiger also. But when we keep all these animals, or when we keep tigers in the zoo, so there they can't move freely, and there they are kept in the cages. Cages means पिंजरे, पिंजरे में उन्हें वहाँ रखा जाता है. So through this poem the poet is giving us the big difference between the lifestyles, between the living style of the tigers who live in the zoo or the tiger who lives in the jungle. Okay, so before starting the poem, students, I would like to tell you that this is the poem written by Leslie Norris. Here I am writing here the name of the poet, Leslie Norris. Okay, so before starting the poem, let's discuss about the theme of the poem. And the theme is the poem. Theme of the poem is that the poet contrasts a tiger in the zoo with the tiger in its natural habitat. Okay, what is the natural habitat for tiger? Jungle, or you can say forest, is the natural habitat for tiger. And the poem moves from zoo to the jungle. First of all, the poet is describing here the tiger who lives in zoo, and then he moves to the jungle, and again back from the jungle to the zoo. Okay, so let's start the poem, students. Yes, he stalks in his vivid strips. Here he stands for tiger. Stalks means moves, or you can say walks. He stalks in his vivid. Vivid means clear. Strips means dhariyan. As you can see, there are strips on the body of the tiger, and here the poet has described these strips as vivid strips, means clear, clearly visible strips, you can say vivid strips. He stalks in his vivid strips. वह चलता है अपने शरीर के ऊपर क्लियरली विजिबल धारियां लिए हुए. कौन चलता है? टाइगर. ही here is tiger. Okay, so the few steps of his cage. Cage means pinjra. The few means not many, only some. Kuch. Steps means kadam. When the tiger is kept in the zoo, obviously he is kept in the cage. Cage means pinjra. Or when he is kept in the cage, he can't move freely there. He only can move few steps in his cage. वह केवल कुछ ही कदम चल पाता है अपनी पिंजरे में. On pads of velvet, quiet. On pads. Pads means you can say gaddedar. Velvety means it's a kind of cloth also. Velvet, that's like some smoothy surface. Okay, so velvet is a word which we can use to describe somewhat a very smooth surface or smooth thing. So through this line the poet wants to tell us that the tiger all the tigers have very paddy foot and velvety foot. Okay, and he is saying on pads of velvet quite. See students, this third line is connected with second line. The few steps of his cage on pads of velvet quite means to say that टाइगर जो है वो अपने गद्दमदार वेलवेटी पैरों से अपने पिंजरे में कुछ ही स्टेप्स चल पाता है. Quiet means here, and he is very silent also. He is very silent, as you all know. Quiet means silent. So silently he walks in the cage on his velvety padded foot. Okay, in his quiet rage. Again, the poet is using here quiet and rage. Quiet means shant, rage means gussa, and both are the different opposite words. But the poet has used here both the two words having different meanings together. दोनों जो कि डिफरेंट मीनिंग लिए हुए वर्ड्स हैं, क्वाइट मीन्स शांति होता है और रेज मीन्स गुस्सा होता है, बट द पोएट हैज़ यूज्ड दीज टू वर्ड्स साइमल्टेनियसली, just one next to the another. Why he has used this? Because he wants to describe us that rage is the quality of a tiger. Means टाइगर कभी भी शांत नहीं होता है. टाइगर की जो क्वालिटी होती है वो रेज मीन्स गुस्सा होता है उसके अंदर. बट नाउ ही इज क्वाइट because he is kept in cage, and in cage he can't do nothing. He is moving few steps only in his cage, and he can't move freely in jungle, and he can't do any you can say hunting for himself. He can't do any hunting means कोई अपना शिकार नहीं पकड़ सकता है. किसके ऊपर वो गुस्सा दिखाएगा. That's why the poet is saying that he walks in his cage on his velvety foot, and he is in quiet rage. यानी कि शांत है, ऊपर से वो शांत दिखाई दे रहा है, लेकिन अंदर से उसके अंदर बहुत ज़्यादा गुस्सा भरा हुआ है. Why he is in rage? वह गुस्से में क्यों है? Because he is kept in the zoo. He is kept in the cage. उसे पिंजरे में रखा गया है. Okay. Now come to the next paragraph. He should be lurking in shadow. So students, I want to tell you that in the first stanza the poet describes the tiger who is kept in the zoo, but in the second stanza the poet describing us the natural habitat of the tiger, that is forest, and he is saying that he should not be kept in the zoo. Through the next second stanza, the poet wants us to say that he means tiger should be lurking. उसे जू में ना होकर के कहाँ होना चाहिए था? फॉरेस्ट में होना चाहिए था. और पोएट कहता है he should be lurking. Lurking means moving secretly, या फिर चोरी छुपे चलते हुए, moving secretly in shadow, sliding through long grass. Shadow means chaya. As the tiger lives in jungle, then there are so many trees and there is a shadow of so many trees. So in this paragraph the poet Leslie Norris wants us to describe that he should be lurking in shadow. उस टाइगर को तो कहाँ होना चाहिए था? छाया में, घने पेड़ों की छाया में जंगल में अपने शिकार की खोज में सीक्रेटली छुपते छुपाते हुए इधर उधर मूव करते हुए होना चाहिए था। स्लाइडिंग थ्रू लॉन्ग ग्रास, स्लाइडिंग मीन्स मूविंग स्लोली, थ्रू मीन्स के अंदर से, लॉन्ग ग्रास मीन्स लंबी घास के अंदर से। उस टाइगर को जंगल में इधर उधर घूमते हुए होना चाहिए था। Near the water hole means any of the water body, for example, any of the pond or lake, any hole where the water get collects in the forest and from where all the animals take water. Okay, so in this stanza, the poet is describing that the tiger should not be kept in the zoo, but he should be moving secretly under the shadows of the trees, and he should be moving slowly through the long grass, and he should wait near the water hole. He means tiger यहाँ पर फॉरेस्ट में होना चाहिए और किसी वाटर होल मीन्स किसी तालाब या किसी नदी के किनारे अपने शिकार की खोज में उसे लंबी घास के अंदर घूमते हुए होना चाहिए। वेयर प्लम्प डियर पास, पास मीन्स गुजरना, प्लम्प मीन्स मोटा, डियर मीन्स हिरन, वेयर मीन्स जहाँ, जहाँ पर देखो बेटा, एज आई टोल्ड यू दैट वाटर होल्स, the water bodies, or you can say some pond or some lakes where water gets collected and where all the animals of the forest come to take water. So the poet is saying that the tiger should be there, tiger should be near the water hole where there some plumpy deer pass, and the tiger should be moving secretly there to in search of the hunting of that plumpy deer that pass near the water hole. कहने का मतलब क्या है कि टाइगर को जू में ना होकर के जंगल में होना चाहिए और जंगल में इधर उधर घूमते हुए वाटर होल यानी कि वाटर बॉडी के आसपास, किसी तालाब के आसपास उसे किसी प्लम्पी हिरन के शिकार की खोज में छिपते छिपाते घूमते हुए देखे जाना चाहिए। That is what he deserves, that is what the tiger deserves really. Okay, and this is what is his natural habitat, और यही उसकी एक natural habitat भी है और उसको यही होना चाहिए। Okay, now come to the third passage students. Yes, let me read you the third passage. He should be snarling around houses. Now in the third passage again, he is saying that the tiger must be in the forest. He must not kept in the zoo. And again the poet is saying that he means tiger should be snarling. स्नार्लिंग मीन्स तेज घुर्राते हुए, जैसे कि टाइगर्स की आवाज़ होती है। अराउंड हाउसेस, अराउंड मीन्स चारों तरफ, हाउसेस मीन्स घर। एट द जंगल्स एज, जंगल के किनारे पर, एज मीन्स किनारा। तो पोएट इज सेइंग थ्रू दिस पैसेज दैट द टाइगर शुड बी स्नार्लिंग अराउंड हाउसेस एट द जंगल्स एज। जंगल में रहते हुए कई बार जब टाइगर्स जो हैं दे कम ऑन द एज ऑफ द फॉरेस्ट, एंड वेन एवर द फॉरेस्ट finished there might be some locality of houses having some population where there has been settled colonies. Sometimes these tigers entered these colonies, entered these well settled areas, and that scene has been described here in this passage by the poet, that the poet is saying that the tiger must be snarling around houses at the jungle's edge. जंगल के किनारे पर जितने भी, जहाँ जंगल ख़त्म होता है और बस्ती शुरू होती है, वहाँ पर जितने भी घर हैं उसके आसपास वह गुर्राते हुए कभी कभार उसे वहाँ भी पाया जाना चाहिए, वहाँ वह घूमते हुए दिखना चाहिए. He baring his white fangs. Fangs means दांत. Baring means when the tiger opens his mouth, his under jaw teeth and his upper jaw teeth looks like barring, as the barring we put in our windows. जैसे कि हम खिड़कियों में कई बार बारिंग जो लोहे की लगा देते हैं. एंड दिस इज द कंपैरिजन डन बाय द पोएट विद द टीथ ऑफ द टाइगर. फैंग्स मीन्स टीथ. और baring his white fangs, his claws means पंजे, terrorizing the village. टेरराइजिंग मीन्स दहशत फैलाते हुए, अपने सफ़ेद दांतों को दिखाते हुए, अपने पंजों से पूरे गांव को दहशत में लाते हुए, डराते हुए, ये सारी चीज़ें उसे करनी चाहिए, ना कि उसे जू में रखना चाहिए. ओके, नाउ कम टू द नेक्स्ट पैसेज. इन दिस पैसेज अगेन द poet has come to the zoo again the poet is describing the condition of the tiger who has been kept in the zoo. And let's start with the stanza, students. But he is locked in a concrete cell. Concrete means ईंट पत्थरों से बना हुआ. Cell means a type of room, और you can say ईंट पत्थरों से बना हुआ एक ऐसा कमरा जिसको हम केज भी बोल सकते हैं, where the tigers in the zoo are kept, or we can say where the other animals also are kept in the zoo. Where in the zoos you can see some type of cells, or you can say rooms are made, some types of cells are made up of concrete, means with the help of bricks and cements. Some walls are standed around area, and in which the animals, different animals are kept, and that is called concrete cell. But he is locked in a concrete cell. परंतु उसको means ही कौन है? टाइगर को लॉक कर दिया गया है कंक्रीट सेल में. His strength behind bars, and that concrete cells are with the bars in front of them. Bars means लोहे की जो रॉड है, लोहे की जो सरिये हैं, उनसे उनका जो एंट्रेंस है वो बंद कर दिया गया है. और उसके पीछे इनको एनिमल्स को, यू कैन से स्पेशली टाइगर्स को रखा गया है. और जिसके कारण पोएट कहता है हिज स्ट्रेंथ, हिज मीन्स टाइगर, स्ट्रेंथ मीन्स ताकत, उसकी ताकत को कहाँ रोक दिया गया है? मानो बार्स के पीछे उसकी ताकत को रोक दिया गया है. ही कांट डू एनीथिंग अकॉर्डिंग टू हिज विल, अकॉर्डिंग टू हिज ओन विल ही कांट डू, टाइगर कांट डू anything because his strength is kept behind the bars. उसकी ताकत तो है उसके अंदर, लेकिन वो अभी बार्स यानी कि लंबे लंबे सरियों की जो एक जाली सी है आगे, उस रूपी उस पिंजरे के अंदर उसे बंद कर दिया गया है. Stalking the length of his cage, ignoring visitors. Stalking, स्टॉक से बना है ये वर्ड. द लेंथ ऑफ हिज केज, अपने केज की लंबाई को नापते हुए. मूविंग, वो चल रहा है अपने केज के ही अंदर. टू एंड फ्रो का मतलब कभी आगे जाता है कभी पीछे आता है. लिमिटेड एरिया है, देयर इज अ लिमिटेड एरिया फॉर द टाइगर टू मूव टू एंड फ्रो इन हिज ओन केज. And while he is in the cage he is ignoring the visitors, और जितने भी visitors उस जू में टाइगर को देखने आते हैं वह टाइगर उन सबको इग्नोर कर रहा है. Why he is ignoring the tigers? Because he is not happy at his heart. वह दिल से खुश नहीं है. Why he is not happy? Because his natural habitat is forest and now he is kept in the zoo, and no one is happy when he or she is kept behind the bars. No one is happy. कोई भी खुश नहीं रहता जब किसी को हम कैद में रखते हैं. Okay, so whether it is animal or whether it is any person, if we put them in cage or if we put them in prison or if we put them in some limited area and if we do not allow them to go outside from there, they can't become happy. वे खुश नहीं रह सकते हैं, and that's why he is not happy and he is ignoring all the visitors. Visitors means all the visitors all the people who are coming in the zoo to enjoy by seeing all the animals which are kept in the zoo. Okay, so let's move to the next paragraph, students. Yes, here is the next paragraph. He hears the last voice at night. Again, the poet is saying that he hears, वह सुनता है, the last voice at night. रात जब हो जाती है तो वो आखिरी आवाज़ जब तक वह सुन नहीं लेता है तब तक वो जागता ही रहता है. He hears the last voice at night, the patrolling cars. Last voice किसकी होती है? पेट्रोलिंग कार्स की होती है. Okay, patrolling cars means there might be some cars of some police department who does patrolling in some areas during night time, and the tiger who is living in the zoo, who is kept in the zoo, he is bound to live in the cage, and at night he hears the last voice of these patrolling cars. वह रात को आखिरी आवाज़ किसकी सुनता है सोने से पहले? पेट्रोलिंग कार्स की. पेट्रोलिंग करना मतलब क्या होता है बेटा? गश्त लगाना. जो पुलिस वाले अपनी गाड़ियों में बैठकर रात को इलाके में गश्त लगाते हैं, घूमते हैं इधर उधर ताकि कोई क्रिमिनल्स ना घूम रहा हो या ताकि कोई इस तरह की वारदात ना हो जाए, तो उस सब को मैनेज करने के लिए जो पुलिस है वो पेट्रोलिंग करती है इन देयर कार्स. So that is what the poet is describing us, that the patrolling cars की जो आवाज़ है वो उसके लिए आखिरी आवाज़ होती है. And stares with his brilliant eyes. Stares means घूरता है. Brilliant means चमकती हुई. अपनी चमकती हुई आँखों से वो क्या घूरता है? At the brilliant stars. चमकते हुए तारे जो कि मे बी उसे आसमान में अपने केज के अंदर से दिख रहे होंगे, लेकिन वो फ्रीली अपने केज से बाहर जाके मूव नहीं कर सकता है. रात को वो दो काम करता है, एक तो लास्ट वॉइस पेट्रोलिंग कार्स की सुनता है और दूसरा अपनी चमकती हुई आंखों से चमकते हुए तारों को स्टेयर करता है, घूरता है. ओके, सो आई थिंक it's all about the poem. The poem has finished here. So students, this was all about the poem. I hope it is clear to you. So in our next video I will give you another new topic. Till then, bye bye, take care.